Hello, we are live on several different platforms. We're live on Facebook, two Facebooks, LinkedIn, YouTube, um, E360. We're live on all these different platforms, and I tell you, everybody sit back and enjoy. We got an absolutely fantastic show. So let's start this off. Let's start this off right now. So here we go.
Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got such a fantastic show here today. And I got one of my classmates from coming all the way from Africa today to share his story and a lot of things that they're doing. And I tell you, we got Lisa. We're going to find out about both of these great people shortly. But before we get started, I always have to introduce my co-host, Michelle Cooley. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing great. This has been a busy day, but I'm really excited about the program today. And I'm excited about every program every day. But, this is a very interesting program. We got two amazing guests. So I'm pretty pumped up about this.
I'm pumped up about this because I had an opportunity to chat with both of these great people, and they are doing a lot of great things in making sure that, we are reaching out, we're helping others. We're not only teaching them from an education perspective, but these two great folks are teaching people across the continent how to become wealthy, how to educate yourself, how to understand things, and most important, how to love each other. We don't have to just be in the United States to love each other. We can love each other from wherever we are at. And so we got Dr. Sunshine, which you're going to hear about and talk to him in a few minutes. And you got Lisa. I'm just excited, Michelle. Just excited.
Well, good, good. You should be excited. This is a very important topic, and you know, and like listeners, please provide your comments and questions, and we will communicate those to our two guests today, and they will answer any inquiry that you push their way.
Let me tell them. Okay, so wherever you are watching the show at, whether you're watching on E360 TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, if you're watching on Facebook, several different Facebooks, feeds, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. I mean, wherever you're watching this at, if you want to ask these great people any questions, let's go to the comments portion of it, and just type in, just let us know you're there for one thing. Type in the question that you want to ask them, and we'll make sure that they get it. So, Michelle, I can't wait. First of all, I can't wait to get this started. Can you tell our viewers what the title of the show and the purpose of today's show?
Yes, the title of the show is Embracing the African Renaissance Through Refocus Africa. And the purpose of the show is getting to know leadership coach, entrepreneur, radio and online talk show host, ordained clergy, and CEO, Dr. Sunshine Silas. And also getting to know co-founder, chair of international relations of Knowledge First International Academy, co-founder of the Refocus Africa Group, and president for Project Leap, Lisa Sylvester Acogny. Exploring the vast economic and investment opportunities and possibilities in Africa, discussing the role of the Diaspora nation on African development, discuss the vision, impacts, and projects of Refocus Africa, and talk about Refocus Africa Investors Network.
Wow. Can you please introduce Lisa as well? Because once I get both of them on, I just want to go for it.
Well, my introduction won't do them justice, so I'm kind of summarize it, both our guests. Dr. Sunshine Silas absolutely knows what it means to survive, strive, and thrive. He has made it his life's mission to help others lift the limits over their lives and soar like an eagle. From high school dropout, homeless, and scavenging on the streets of a highly acclaimed leadership coach, entrepreneur, and founder of one of the fastest growing Pan-African organizations on the continent. He is the founder, CEO of the Sunshine Silas International Company Limited, a leadership training and consulting company, and also the founder and CEO of the Refocus Africa Group, a leading Pan-African and investment organization that has expanded to 14 African countries with portfolios in mining, real estate, education, agriculture, sports, entertainment, and mentoring leadership development. His mentorship and leadership development programs have directly impacted over 300,000 youths. Presently, he resides and consults for the government of the Revolutionary Republic of Zanzibar. Lisa Sylvester Acogny, education, when properly utilized, will unlock doors and propel us to heights that were heretofore unattainable. Born and raised in East St. Louis, Illinois, Miss Lisa Acogny, multi-ethnic American, French, and Senegalese mother of 5, has lived on 5 of the 7 continents and visited and done business in 35 African countries. Her global awareness was further incorporated with her desire to create a space where a passion for the betterment of all of humanity could be realized through a life of meaning rather than the senseless activities of ego-driven ambitions. Lisa currently serves as co-founder and chair of international relations of Knowledge First International Academy, headquartered in Houston, Texas, where she was responsible for opening campuses throughout Africa. She is the co-founder of the Refocus Africa Group, a leading Pan-African investment organization with presence in over 12 African countries. Is presently headquartered in the beautiful country of Zanzibar, Tanzania, East Africa. She is responsible for leading a team of global investors with a passion for Africa to help invest and contribute to the development of the continent and empowering its people. The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, welcomes Dr. Sunshine Silas and Miss Lisa Sylvester Acogny to the show.
Hello, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I am so excited. Lisa, I apologize. I didn't have the right email address. My fault. Yeah, So, how are you all doing today? First of all, you, Dr. Sunshine, how you doing?
Thank you so much, Dr. James and Miss Michelle. It's an honor and a delight to be on the amazing James Cooley show. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening out here in the very exotic island of Zanzibar. I'm having the time of my life, enjoying work and leisure. It's a cool evening out here. Everything is beautiful. I'm excited to be on the show. Thank you.
Well, we're excited to have you. And Lisa, how are you doing? Hey, so sorry for your loss, Lisa. We love you. I'm glad I'm looking at that smile on your face. So there is some joy there somewhere. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to be on the show with all these new PhD, Dr. Cooley and Dr. Sunshine. So thank you. Congratulations to you two guys on receiving the doctorate, and just honored to be here, excited. We know that your following is vast. It expands tremendously. And so we just really want people to refocus on Africa. And thank you for inviting us.
Hey, thank you so much. You, both of you all are doing so many great things, and just so happy that we're gonna get an opportunity to share some of these great things to our viewers and around the world. So let's start off with you, Dr. Sunshine. Dr. Sunshine, can you tell our audience where you grew up and how your family inspired you to become the person that you are today?
Well, that's an interesting question. Taking back a journey, memory lane, I know that I was brought up in a strict Christian family. My parents, I wouldn't say they were millionaires, but I would say I was brought up in a very comfortable family. I would say my parents belong to the typical middle class. But you know, life is about ups and downs. Life is filled with challenges. Sometimes you're here today and the next you're there tomorrow. So life happened typically to us like it does to a lot of other people. And it was at that phase of my life that I saw, I would say, some of the worst experiences of my life, being a high school dropout. When I say I literally scavenged for survival on the streets, yeah, I literally did that, moving from place to place without a home over my head. I mean, my parents did everything they could within their power to salvage the situation, but you know, at that point in time, there wasn't any immediate reprise. However, growing up was also fun because I know that regardless of the challenges that I had growing up, I also had the privilege and the blessings of being connected to mentors and beneficiaries who helped me in the journey of life. No man is an island to himself or is self-made success. Everyone is a product of some other person's grace and effort. So, of course, acknowledge the tremendous help I've received from friends, from mentors, from, of course, family that have culminated to the success I've been able to experience where I am right now. Growing up was a lot of fun. Looking back now, though, in the moment then, it didn't look like fun at all, but I guess that I've learned from the lessons, and it's been one of the bedrock for my success, and of course, helping to form the man that I have become. It's been a long journey, ups and downs, but the grace of God has been sufficient, and here we are today.
Wow. You stated in your bio that you experienced homelessness. And what did you learn from that? And what strength did you pull from that to prepare you on the journey that you are doing today?
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, I came from a very good Christian background, but I would say one of the greatest support system I've ever been privileged to enjoy in life had been my parents, particularly my mom. My dad was a fantastic father figure. I'll give him all the credit. He did a great job. Of course, there were times that he had to show the tough love, and there were times that there was a period in my life when my dad was literally unavailable for more than 7 years. I mean, it got to a point where my fellow peers would taunt me that, my mom was a widow, even though my dad was alive, because he was nowhere to be found. I held a lot of grudge initially because I felt he had abandoned us, he had just forgotten about us. But when I later reconnected and I was able to have a father and son moment together, I realized that my dad was only doing the best that he could at that point in time. And when he shared with me why he had to take the decision that he took, because he wanted to be able to, create a better future for all of us. And sometimes it comes with harsh decisions. I forgave him, and I could, clearly understood that that was necessary and that was the best that he could do at that point in time. But I would also say that my mom really instilled a lot of courage and hope into me as a young child growing up. At those moments when it seemed like, I was completely hopeless. You didn't know where your next meal would come from. You didn't know if you'll ever have the opportunity to go back to high school. You didn't know what your educational future looked like. But my mom would always tell me, son, God has a future and a plan for you. And all you have to do is stick in there. And all you need to do is make sure that you don't lose faith and you don't lose trust in God. Sometimes you don't understand it, just trust Him. And it was because of that I was homeschooling myself, so to speak. I remember the very first certification exams in Nigeria, then it's called the General Certificate of Examinations, GC, that I took. I literally self-taught myself, borrowed textbooks from friends and peers. I wrote the first exams and I failed all the courses. I failed all the courses. I wrote a letter to my dad and I said, I've disappointed you. I'm a big disappointment to myself. I literally wanted to end my own life. And I won't forget the experience I had when my dad replied my letter through the mail. And he said, I've never been prouder of a son like you. He said, you didn't disappoint me. You self-taught yourself. You did what you had to do. But know that your biggest win was that you made the effort. You refused to quit and to feel sorry for yourself. And you know what? Even though I don't have the funds right now, if I need to borrow to register for the next examinations for you, I'll do that. And guess what? Just because of those words of encouragement and hope, when I wrote the next examination, I came out among the top 5 in the country. It's the power of hope. It's the power of mentorship. So those are some of the experiences. Each time I think about it, I would say those were very profound moments in my childhood growing up that really helped me to become the man that I am.
Wow. This is so exciting. And we're going to take a station break. We're going to come back and we're going to find out a little bit about Lisa. And then we're going to bring both of you guys on the stage. And you know what? It's going to be all rocket fire because the world needs to know all the great things that you all are doing. If you want to be part of this great conversation, just like I said, you go stream your Facebook, click on that, give them authorization for them to show your comments. And I'll make sure you can ask these two great people any questions that you want to. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we'll be back shortly after the break. My program is built on the 4 C's, and the 4 C's are create. Create is the thoughts that we have. Each and every last one of us have these thoughts, these ideas, these dreams. We have these things every day. A lot of times when we get these thoughts, we don't want to do anything but lay down and go back to sleep or whatever that might be, and we wake up and the thoughts are gone. I believe that a high spirit always telling us something every single day. Every single day. So create the ideals that you get, that you think about, that you dream of. You say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show, and I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I told you I got two absolutely fantastic guests that are doing great things. And I tell you, each one of our journeys, or whatever journey that might be that you're on or that you started, and even though the roses might not always smell as beautiful as they are or look as beautiful that they are, just like Dr. Silas just said, you have to continue to strive. Stay focused. Focus is key because God has purpose for all of us. And, as long as we grow and we understand that there is purpose for us, as we grow, as we understand, as we learn, that purpose will surely rise and you will understand. So Dr. Sunshine, man, that was great. We're going to put you to the side for a second, and we're going to bring Lisa on here, and we're going to learn a little bit about her, and then I'm going to bring both of you all back into the picture. Lisa, how you doing? First of all, can you tell our viewers what was it like growing up in East St. Louis, Illinois?
Wow. Well, often people confuse East St. Louis with St. Louis, Missouri. And I always like to stress the point that I am from East St. Louis, Illinois. And people say, okay, yeah, St. Louis, Missouri. And, there's a difference. I always point people back to the history and say, you have to remember that Missouri was a slave state and Illinois was a free state. And basically what separates the two is the Mississippi River. And if you could just cross that Mississippi River, you were home free. And so a lot happened during that time, and it created this city, East St. Louis, full of those who were getting across out of slavery into Illinois. So the city became predominantly Black. And it was, I grew up in that environment for many, many years. Early on, it was a model city. We supplied meat to the entire country. We had the biggest slaughterhouses for animals. And later on, it became one of the roughest places where anything was allowed to happen. It was wide open. It held for more than 50 years. The title is the most dangerous place in the United States. Do not visit. It's a great place to be from, simply because it produced a lot of great athletes, a lot of great dancers, entertainers, just academic people. We have a lot of musicians like Miles Davis, Catherine Dunham, Jackie Joyner Kersee. We have good people to come out of here because life was tough and people had a lot of hope. And so growing up here inspired me. It gave me hope. Fortunately, at a young age, I was able to connect in the world of dance with Eartha Kitt, Catherine Dunham, and that spark, they took me out of the country, and I saw that there was things outside of East St. Louis and great things for our people. And I wanted always to create a pathway for the young people here to have that vision, to see that sight, to see beyond the shores of East St. Louis, Missouri. And so at an early age, I was determined to get to other countries and come back home and share that with our people and just create a bridge. I've always been focused on creating a bridge, getting back. We were always told that Black people didn't really do anything. We was labeled as gangsters, gang members, violence. But I was able to go out there, experience Africa, experience Europe, Asia, South America, the Caribbean, and to see that Black people were doing positive things. We just needed to connect one another. We just needed to see that it was possible. And we needed to see Black people doing great things, and stop believing what they were showing us on the television and what they had caused us to read in the books. And our only heroes were not Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. There were a lot of other great leaders out there. I mean, Black people president of countries, I was like, whoa, you know. So at a very early age, I got to go to Senegal, and I was amazed because I stepped on the continent and saw all these Black people. Nobody was fighting, perfect harmony. I had heard all these negative things about people who were from an Islamic background. And when I got to Senegal, I saw Christians and Muslims living in perfect harmony. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's not the Africa I was told about. I didn't know Muslims could, you know. So anyway, it was just a lot of misconceptions. And so I was glad to be from here. It gave me strength. It gave me determination. It gave me the will to fight, to move forward, to search for bigger and better things.
Wow. You know, you make me want to jump on a plane and just run overseas, especially Africa, and just experience that lovely world right now. You know, maybe one day I will. You know, I want to bring both of you guys into this because, first of all, you guys are kind of like teammates some things that you are doing. But I want to start off with you, Dr. Sunshine. So you are the CEO and founder of the CEO of Refocus Africa, but you also have the Dr. Sunshine Silas international company. Can you talk a little bit about both of those? I think I think okay, you was on mute, but can you can't hear you right now. I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cooley. Way back while I was still in Nigeria, I'm a certified John Maxwell leadership coach. I'm also certified by Brian Tracy and Robin Sharma leadership certification program. And at the early stages, when we were still blessed and privileged to have Dr. Miles Monroe, I was one of the proteges and mentees on the Miles Monroe Mentorship Initiative. And so I've always had a passion and a great vision for leadership development. So it was based on that that inspired the Sunshine Silas Leadership Incorporated in Nigeria. I was facilitating leadership training and development programs. I started first with students, which was my immediate constituency immediately after I graduated from the university. And then, of course, I started consulting for organizations. I first started consulting for local organizations in the city where I was resident in. And as God helped us with the success that we're able to record, we started to expand and started having consultations for other bigger organizations outside the state. And before you knew it, by words of recommendation, that's when we started going international at the Sunshine Silas Leadership Consulting. Started having corporate clients from outside the country. Initially, we were just facilitating our coaching sessions on Facebook. And after Facebook, we progressed to Zoom webinars where I would speak with corporate executives and I would be able to, share my expertise on leadership development with them. When I was still in Nigeria, it was during those times that I had my own segment on radio, Bounce Back session with Sunshine Silas. It was a very popular, it is still one of the most popular radio stations in Rivers State, Nigeria. It was called Niger FM 92.3. So we had we received a lot of recommendations, and of course the audience was massive, and we had a lot of great testimonials. So that was what inspired our leadership development and training journey. Particularly as an African, I have always believed, and this has been my personal philosophy, that one of the greatest challenges we have on the continent is not a lack of resources. Africa is blessed with both human and natural resources. Our problem has never been a shortage of resources. It's been a leadership problem. And by leadership, I'm talking about both personal leadership, corporate leadership, and leadership at the government level. You know, oftentimes when you tell people that Africa has a leadership problem, we tend to always think in terms of elected government officials. But even though that's a bigger picture, but you know, it is said that the people always have the leadership that they deserve. We as a people, we've really not been intentional in developing ourselves to bring out the highest and the best version of who we are. And of course, there are so many factors and there are so many reasons that we can justify that. I mean, for a continent that have experienced the worst form of exploitation, colonization, and all of that, it does something to your psyche. And so mental emancipation is one of the greatest, it's one of the greatest things that could ever happen to someone. So even though, you know, the colonialists had left a couple of hundred of years now, but the people are still struggling to mentally emancipate themselves from the psychology that have been ingrained over time. So that's where I'm coming from when I say one of our biggest challenges has been a leadership problem. And you know, it is said that if you want to solve a problem, you don't hack at the leads. You go to the root of the problem if you want to create a solution that is sustainable. So I took it as part of my personal quest to help mentor and raise the next generation of African leaders, young people in respective sectors who will galvanize and come together as a community to create the change that we really want to see on the continent. And why is that important? It's much more difficult for you to change an old man because we're like cement. Once you've grown up, you crack. But for a youth or a young child, we are still amenable. They can bend. And so I realized that if we want to make a lasting change and legacy on the continent, we need to start focusing on the young ones. Catch them young. Groom the next generation of leaders, whether it is in business, whether it is in the religious sector, whether it is in politics. We need to start instilling in them the right values, the right mindset. It's a paradigm shift. But remember what it was Tupac Shakur, blessed memory, who said it. I may not be able to change the world, but I will spark the brain that will change the world. That happened to be the mantra for my leadership training and development company back in Nigeria. And so that was what I set out to do. And I didn't just do that all alone. I had a community of leadership coaches, not just from the country, but international coaches. And we formed this community where we started to mentor and to reach out to youth in diverse spheres, give them sense of direction, give them mentorship, leadership development training. And so far, we've recorded significant success. It's still a long way to go, but we're glad in how far we've come.
Wow, Dr. Sunshine, you are talking my language because we have to take our future generations and we have to catch them young. We have to educate them. We have to instill in them that you can, that you have the power, you have the willpower, you have everything that you need to be our future leaders of the world, not just in Africa, but I'm talking we need to do that all over the world. And we need great folks like you and Lisa to help instill that, help spread that message, help educate, and also help empower our youth that this world is going to be yours. These are our teachings right here. Take what you need, but formulate the foundation So you are talking my language. I've been trying to do this for the last 20 something years with my organizations. And it's just refreshing to hear that coming from you. I want to switch it to Lisa because I want to know all about, first of all, how you guys are connected and also about this LEAP program that she has. So, Lisa, can you tell our viewers and me a little bit about that? Okay, I think okay.
Sorry about that. First of all, Dr. Sunshine and I, we came together by God's grace. It was, I like to say, a divine intervention. What happened was I was in Africa running educational programs, and Project Sunshine was all over the place doing all kind of amazing things. And he was so big and powerful on the radio and had his talk show going. Of course, I had to be a part of that. And I kind of, I said, how do I meet this guy? How do I get something going on? And I was thinking that in my mind because I kept hearing his show every time that I was in Nigeria. We were going to throughout different countries, opening up the American high school diploma from a school here and founded in Houston. That is an accredited high school. And so we were just doing many things, but Nigeria is a tough place to penetrate. Nelson Mandela said itself, when Nigeria comes together, all of Africa comes together. And another thing, it's easy to see on social media. If you make somebody mad from Nigeria, you can forget it because the whole country gonna jump on you. Now they may have their issues between each other, but they gonna stick together. I mean, I just love the fight. I love the energy of the Nigerians. And so Dr. Sunshine was having this going on, and I just kept thinking in my mind, it would really be great if I could just meet him and sit down and talk to him. And fortunately, we did some advertisement on the radio show, and the director of the radio show said, I want to put you two together. And Dr. Sunshine said, well, I don't really do education, American stuff. I'm on a continent trying to uplift my brothers and sisters. I'm bringing the people here to Africa to give the skill set and the training. And so, but he was so kind. He said, I'll go and speak to the lady. I'll give her a few moments. And that's all I needed. So after a few moments, I sold him on what Knowledge First was doing throughout Africa and its educational program. And believe it or not, he was really excited about our program. He joined me for free, which was good because I didn't have any more money to pay him. So that's why I say it was a divine intervention, because for some reason, he just started giving us his knowledge, his wisdom, how to penetrate Nigeria and West Africa, period. And he became a part of what we were doing. And so I found myself having difficulty moving throughout Africa as an African American, trying to convince people that I wasn't there to rip them off. And so I said, hey, why don't we just put our stuff together and let you lead in Africa and let me lead in America and in, the Western world. And so we created this company called Refocus Africa because we wanted everybody to refocus on the continent. And that's how we came together. And he kind of lets me do my thing and I let him do his thing. And so we're complementing each other, and it allows us to cover a lot of different areas of interest for people. And so it's great. When it's good to be an American, I take the lead. When it's good to be an African, he takes the lead, and so I also have a European. I'm also French. So when we go to Europe, I take the lead, and so it's just been really great. It's about the diaspora, and we're showing what we're bringing. We're really the diasporans working together, getting back and refocusing on Africa. There's so much talk about Africa nowadays. Everybody wants to go there. I've been coming to Africa since the 70s. Don't add up my age, Dr. Cooley. Okay, don't.
I can't even count.
I was going back and forth to Africa when it wasn't cool as an African American to do that, because I saw the value. I saw the growth and the potential. I saw how we as Black people, no matter whether you're in Europe, America, Caribbean, how we can't really benefit to our full potential until we get back to our roots, until we accept and recognize our ancestors for what they've done and build up off of that. They have a lot to offer us. We have a lot to offer the continent. I always tell people, Africa has never needed the rest of the world. The rest of the world has always needed Africa. Listen, we're on these laptops now. You're broadcasting. We got these cell phones. We couldn't do any of this without the raw material coming from Africa. Even, everything, our natural foods that we eat. We're misled to think that everybody in Africa, children have flies on their mouths and they're starving. We're in one place right now, headquartered out of Tanzania, and actually we have enough food in Tanzania to feed the entire world. And we don't have the seeds, the genetically modified seeds. It's one of the few places that's left. And so we're here to let people know about the value, the greatness that Africa has, and we are tired of other people exploiting that. It's time for the people of the diaspora, the descendants of the land, to be able to benefit from what our ancestors have done. There's more to us than slavery.
Wow. I want to hear a whole lot more about this Refocus Africa. But we're going to take a station break. We're going to take it early because once we get back from the station break, we're going to talk. We're going to talk. We're going to educate. We're going to talk a little bit more about Tanzania, about all that food. We're going to talk to the genius there, Dr. Sunshine. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of this great conversation, go to the comments. Go to the comments and just type in, first of all, StreamYard, StreamYard.com, Facebook, give permission for your comments to be shown, and we'll show them all around the world. But we're going to come back and continue this great conversation with Dr. Sunshine and Lisa. I tell you, we'll be back shortly after the break. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Hello. Hey, I'm James Cooley. I am the founder and CEO of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, Options, Opportunities, / Choice Program. Our primary mission is to help build the foundation of our youth and young adults and communities. And we encourage everyone to dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. And the way that you do that is, first of all, you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you are here for a purpose. You also have to be able to step out your comfort zone and do things that you probably didn't think that you can do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Come on.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. And I tell you, I was so excited that I did not even want to go into the next question because I knew I was going to take a break. you know, and I just thought I would hold the next question to now because we got two extraordinary uh, folks that are doing great things. And I want to learn a little bit more about this Refocus Africa. I want to learn, and I want our viewers and listeners to understand that some of the things that you all do to help build a program to help educate our youth, help educate our young adults, to help educate everyone. I'm talking about not just from a refocused perspective, but also um, to educate them on finances, land, mining, all the great things that you all are doing, especially you, Dr. Sunshine. So I'm going to start off with you, Dr. Sunshine. So first of all, why did you call it Refocus Africa, and what are some of the things that this program does?
Thank you so much, Dr. Keely. Like Ms. Lisa had earlier mentioned, we wanted to refocus on the continent, wanted to start with a paradigm shift in the minds of the people. I'll give you a typical example. We have a popular adage in Nigeria that says, what you're looking for in Sokoto is in your Shokoto. And literally, it says, what you're looking for elsewhere is right here in your backyard. And so we wanted Africans in particular to realize that we have diamonds at our own backyard. And we don't have to focus so much on the West, Europe, and America. In as much as America is a land of opportunities, we have the American dream, we have Europe and all of that, but we have so much more back home, whether in terms of mineral resources, natural resources, whether you want to talk in terms of the climate. Africa is a gold mine with so much opportunities, so much possibilities. And so we came up with the concept, refocus on Africa. And our vision was very simple, to help identify, develop, maximize, and deploy potentials throughout the continent by connecting opportunities to resources. We envision ourselves to become the bridge that connects the opportunities on the continent with the resources that are required to make it happen. I've been privileged to visit over 12 African countries. And my co-founder, Ms. Lisa, she's done a fantastic job. She's gone to over 35 African countries. So when we talk, we're coming from a wealth of experience with boots on the ground. We've literally traversed the north, south, east, and west of the continent. We see the tremendous opportunities and possibilities that exist for our people. And it's quite an irony that you can see people living in abject poverty in the midst of wealth and affluence. And we said, this ought not to be so. How can we help change this? You're talking about a continent that has the youngest population in the world. If it's the workforce, we have it. If you're talking about the skill set, particularly now that we mentioned in African Renaissance, African youths are making great strides globally. I remember the latest research that came out from the US that when you talk about Africans, Nigerians are amongst the most educated in the United States of America. So we said we have all of this potentials, we have all of this talent. How can we help contribute to the development and the progress of the continent? So we came up with a framework which now embodied our mission statement. We wanted to help democratize access to the wealth of Africa for Africans, thereby empowering our people. And this has been the philosophy and the mantra that Refocus Africa has operated on since inception. By the grace of God, we've been privileged to enjoy tremendous support from the people, especially in the respective countries where we have our projects and our programs. And what basically we are doing is we identify respective sectors, the opportunities that exist in those sectors, and we are now connecting those opportunities with the resources. What makes us distinct and unique from other investment companies, so to speak, organizations, is that one, we are Pan-African. We believe we have what it takes to accomplish what we want. And so we place our focus and our priority on Africans and Africans in the diaspora for the development of the continent. And like Lisa said, we strongly believe that the diaspora nation, they are stakeholders in the commonwealth of the continent. Our brothers and sisters who, circumstances and of course the history, they are not privileged to be physically here on the continent, but the same blood that flows through us flows through them. And we said we need to find a way to galvanize ourselves, form a thriving community of investors, partners who are focused on investing in Africa, intentional about developing and contributing to the development and the prosperity of Africa. So this is the framework that Refocus Africa has been built on.
Wow. Lisa, do you have anything to add to that, what Dr. Sunshine just said?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. I'd like for people, even though our company says Refocus Africa, it's not only benefiting those on the continent. People come to us from the West and they say, we want to invest. We're getting ready to retire. Where do we put our money? How do we live? What do we do? Are there any opportunities for us? Whether they're graduating from university or they're retiring, we show people how that they can have their own by coming back. And a lot of people think that in Africa, we're just there to give aid or to help the people there. But here in the West, you can go back and have things there that you only dream of having here in America. It is simply that, a dream, the American dream. And so, when you talk about, for example, credit system, there's no credit system back there. So when you see somebody with, a house that sits on 3 acres, it's theirs, clear and free. They don't have the banking system where you can. I'm saying these kind of things to say to our people here in the West, it's opportunities for you to grow and to be able to fulfill those dreams that you have for yourself. And most people don't look at Africa as a continent where I can go and become wealthy or fulfill my life dreams. It is. And so through Refocus Africa, you just need to contact us. We can tell you about the great investment opportunities. I had a young lady I was talking to the other day. She's in her 30s and she was working for corporate America. She was tired. She left. 6 months later, she's in Tanzania and she has 3 different businesses. She brought her mother in. She brought her sisters in. Now the whole family's there. And they have this huge real estate where they got apartment buildings, and people who want to relocate to Africa or repatriate are coming there. The diasporans, the local people. I have another girl who came from America, didn't know anything about agriculture. She has a chicken farm now with over 4,000 chickens and making more money in a month than she's ever seen combined in 3 years. So we don't look at Africa as a possibility of fulfilling our dreams coming from the West. I just want to add to, there's not just helping the people on the continent, you're able to help yourself as well.
Wow. I know you Dr. Sunshine, and you talked about investments and a lot of things in Africa. How do you promote that? Because it sounds like such a wonderful opportunity. So for some of our listeners and viewers that are watching this right now and saying, "How can I be a part of this? How can I get a part of this greatness?" Dr. Sunshine, we down to about the last 4 minutes, so let's keep it brief because got a couple more questions I want to ask you all. Can you explain that?
Yes, definitely. Refocus Africa, of course, for those who'd like to connect with us. Our website is www.refocusafrica.org. Dr. Cooley, it's quite interesting that the success that we've recorded in Refocus Africa, it's quite amazing because we've not even been intentional in mass advertisement and publicity. Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong. We've never done any social media campaigns about Refocus Africa. It's been more of word of mouth recommendations. The people who've been privileged to come in contact with us and with the amazing thing that we're doing on the ground have been the one to publish and advertise our respective projects and programs. And it's incredible the reach that we've had. I mean, it's intentional for us the way we operate because we don't want to be a flash in the pan. We want the people at the grassroots to really feel the impact of our projects and programs. And so we are more focused on getting the dividends of our investment to the people at the community level, at the grassroots, democratizing this access to wealth. But we have a network of partners and investors that is called the Refocus Africa Investors Network. This is a community of phenomenal people in business, in politics, in sports, and also in the religious sector who are intentional, focused, and committed to investing in Africa, expanding their businesses into Africa, promoting and helping to develop the opportunities and the resources on the continent, but more importantly, who help us to leverage on their resources, their networks, their expertise and experience in what we're doing. I mean, I can tell you that I've been here in Africa and I've been privileged to speak with serving senators in the US, serving state governors. And I'm like, when they reach out to me and they say, "Hey, Dr. Sunshine, we heard about this, we heard about that. We want to know more. I have a team of investors who might be interested in your mining project. Tell us what you're doing in the mining sector." We just on the brink of acquiring a 1,000 acres facility for our real estate project here in Tanzania. And just 2 weeks ago, Lisa received a call from Cameroon, and the Cameroonian government is giving us an invitation because they want to offer 3,000 acres for investment projects in Cameroon. So that's basically how the Refocus Africa projects and programs have been broadcast. And of course, thanks to people like you bringing us on an amazing platform and a show like this, we are able to reach more people who may be interested and of course committed to either relocating, investing, or expanding their business to Africa. And we want to say that our doors are wide open. We're extending a hand of invitation and partnership to them. Reach out to us, www.refocusafrica.org, and our email, info@refocusafrica.org.
Wow, we are down to the last 30 seconds, and I wanted to get all of that in there, but we got to do this again because I want to pick this up. I want to talk about this a lot more. I want to talk about the education opportunities. I want to talk about the investment opportunities a little bit more. So I really want to thank both of you all for taking the time to come on the James Cooley Show because it's your life. And we got to do this again real soon. I'm talking about sooner than later. I mean, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
But I want to thank you all so much. I know the studio getting ready to beat me up because we're a little bit over. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's do this again in about a month if we can. I mean, so I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to tune in to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Remember, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. Tell you what, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life. I'm James Cooley.
Thank you.
Lisa.